Hello everyone, Cindy Jordan here, and you may notice my videos shift a little bit in quality as I'm learning how to manage the quality and have good quality of video as well as not take up a lot of space. So this is the medium grade on my Samsung Note 2. Yesterday and maybe the day before I had it on the smallest, the lowest grade, I guess you would say. So anyhow, I hope you are enjoying my videos. I've talked to a couple of folks and gotten some, actually I just heard from someone today. He hasn't liked or made a comment, but he mentioned today that he liked it. And then someone last night, mentioned it. So it's nice to know that some of you are watching, even if you're not liking or making comments. But I do invite you to make comments or to like, but that's totally up to you, okay? So today, what I'm going to talk about just briefly is, as you may or may not know, one of the things that I'm involved in is a home business, and I just started it. Actually, I started it back up in April, but more on the learning curve with it, and now I'm getting a little deeper in. It's exciting and a little scary because, as many of you know, my whole background has been in the helping profession, either as a mental health counselor or as a chaplain and a minister. And my heart is always in ministry and with people. My goal is to earn an income through online marketing so that I can actually do the things I want to do in the sense of without having to be tied to someone else's schedule or organizational demands that actually don't meet ministry as I feel called to do ministry. Okay, and so anyhow, so this new learning curve here. I've always loved learning new things, and like dream work and different cultures and whatnot. But this online learning is really, really different for me. And one of the great things that happened today, and I don't believe in coincidences. I don't know if you do, but I don't always catch the nuances of what happens. But when I allow myself to, I just find that everything really does work out. And so what I came across was a free week-long program called photo reading. And I believe it's too late to sign up now, but as I discover things, I'll certainly put them out there for you. But actually, I own the home study course that I bought probably about 8 years ago. But I still wanted to do the review online and see how they were doing it. And so today, in today's lesson, one of the things he talked about was anytime, this is Paul Sheely, let me just say that, Paul Sheely in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and with Learning Strategies Corporation. So one of the things he talked about in this section of learning about photo reading is how we're so conditioned and how we're so... I'm put some of my own spin on it here, but how we're so conditioned on how to do things and how we think that to think differently can be difficult and challenging. And what I really liked, and he's done a lot of studies in learning behaviors, and that's why it's called learning strategies and the things that get us stuck and whatnot. But the only thing I want to cover today is, particularly if you're interested in learning something new, like learning how to use the computer, learning how to do a computer program, learning how to sew, learning how to start a business, any new skill area and new skill sets that you need. This is what he describes, and I think it's real important to, or help me to be aware of this. He says, first of all, whenever we get started in something, we are unconscious about our incompetence, okay? And I have one mentor, and he says that you don't know what you don't know. And it's like, so I'm not even sure what I'm incompetent in that I need in this field. And then the next level is that as we explore the field of interest, that we become we become conscious about what we're incompetent in. And this can become very overwhelming. I think about whenever I first learned how to play tennis, it was like, okay, you watch people and they make it look fairly easy if they're skilled in it. And then once you get out there, it's like, well, you got to get your footing, and you got to get your timing, and you got to get the right, and it can feel overwhelming, and that's why it takes daily action and daily practice. Well, one thing that he noted, that Paul notes, is that it's when we become conscious about our incompetence, this is where people, particularly adults, get most frustrated. I don't know why it is. I can say it is true of me. And he mentions that it's true of adults that when we go to learn something new, we often think that we should get it right off and we should be able to do it. And I can admit that's definitely a tendency of mine. And he says what happens in this second phase, being conscious of our incompetence, is we get frustrated and we get impatient. And that is where so often so many people quit. They quit trying to learn a new language, or quit trying to learn how to build, or to do a new project, or to, as in my case, so many people quit with the home business. And what he's saying, or quits learning how to photo read. So what he's saying is, in a second I'll give you the skills that it gives us, but the next level, if you hang in there, the next level is becoming conscious of your competence. And so competence does build up. And as we become conscious of our competence, then we feel more self-confident, and we can build upon that, and our skill sets begin to build, until then we come into the fourth level, and that is the area of excellence. And I don't know how you feel, but I always wanted to be excellent at something, or at anything that I did. Sometimes that desire for excellence also postponed my moving in that area, because I knew there was going to be struggle. I knew that I wasn't always going to get it right, and that just annoyed me, or frustrated me, or discouraged me. For me, it was more of a discouragement. But hearing what he says, and seeing it true in other areas of learning new skills, it really makes a lot of sense for me. Now, the next thing, and I want to keep this brief, it's already a little bit longer, but the next thing is NOPS, N-O-P-S. And actually, that's a strategy of how to deal with when we become conscious of our incompetence. Okay? And actually, what I want to do is I'm going to save that one for tomorrow. But I'd encourage you to just look at whatever it is that you're taking on, a new project, a new venture. I mean, I think most of us have a drive to learn something new. Where are you in that process? And how is it fun for you? And do you notice when you get frustrated because you become conscious of incompetence? And how have you in the past? How have you overcome that frustration, or that level, so that you can move into becoming conscious of your competence? And I would really like to hear back from folks, either through video or through just messaging. I really am interested in how people have how they recognize within themselves how they get through that frustrating level whenever they realize that they're, some people, maybe they don't get frustrated. Maybe they just see it as a game and they just find another way. I'm just interested in your feedback. So I thank you very much for listening today, and I hope you have a joyous, joyous day. May you just have showers of blessings. All right? Blessings to you. This is Cindy, signing off.